Here's another late development, and this news keeps coming in as we're talking here.
Gaddafi anyway.
Oh yeah. Welcome to another episode of the Male Book Club and Beyond. I don't even know the name of the show. What is it, Black? Books and Beyond Male Book Club. Black isn't really here. He's just a figment of your imagination. But we want to know who is real? Rob. We got Rob back, baby.
He got a fresh cut and everything.
I cut it myself whole time.
Look good.
I was gonna look like a cave
watching those
joint.
videos too many times, huh?
No, I just put the guards on. I was like, fuck it.
I been cutting my I've been fading and shading my cut, but like when I used to cut my hair, all the time. Guards are your best friends. You can't mess up if you have guards, because the guards tell you how far you can go. Now, the moment you take one of them guards off, you're risking it. You're risking it.
The motherfucker gonna fall off on you.
Then I'm gonna just go T.I.
Yeah, hey man. But
Give me a ball fade joint.
But we back in it. We're
Around the
here
bitch like you in ATL.
we back here for
I got
part
some cutting
6
that
of the
night.
book, A Promised Land. And before we jump in, I don't know if you guys know this, but actually TF North is there's 2 teachers doing some special things at TF North. They're trying to raise money for scholarship funds. It's called the Endurance 24 Challenge. Russo and Altenberg are going to be running 24 miles in 24 hours. And it's an endurance test, and their goal is to raise some money. If you guys are interested in participating in that, I think it's like a $30 sign up, and you can run wherever you are. That's a GPS tracker thing. But if you're going to be lazy like me and just eat donuts and still want to donate, there'll be a GoFundMe link in the bottom of this video that you can donate to the cause. Their goal is to raise $500 to give to one student, but I'm in belief that my identifiers, the book club people, and just people from North can do a lot more than that. So be looking out for those links and things you want to support, something you want to do. If TF North's done anything good for you, you know these guys, they're really good guys. So just look out for that.
Hey, which one of them passed over the last week too? Gym coaches, you said.
Oh,
Somebody said, yeah.
no, this happened a while ago. It was Wardman, like last month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Coach Wardman. He passed. No, he didn't pass away. He had surgery.
I thought somebody passed. I thought you said RIP to somebody the other day.
Oh no, that was my head coach from college.
Oh,
College.
okay.
Yeah,
I'm about to say, damn, I ain't know it was that old.
Yeah, that was Coach Mo. Coach Mo went.
Yeah, because I'm sure, like, who the fuck is Mo?
Yeah, yeah. He was.
I was thinking he was talking about Officer Mo.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
You remember Officer Mo? Big Officer Mo?
Officer Mo. But yeah, Coach Mo, he was the one that gave me my first scholarship. You know, he was like, he said, my name Coach Mo, and Coach Mo said you could play football. And I was just like, is this man speaking the third person all the time? That was his speech pattern. So it was something I adopted from him. Like Coach Mo said I could play football, so I did. And but yeah, that was how he got me recruited. R.I.P. Coach Mo. But we could jump into this book. How y'all doing, Rob? I know you was been busy knocking stuff out. So how's it feel to be a little free?
Man, it felt good to be on the other side of busy season. That's all I can say.
Hey, what about you,
it get real.
Besides, buying comfortable beds for the low price. Next time you go to someone else's party, what you gonna bring?
Chicken.
Chicken.
I'm gonna have to eat that shit before I get there.
Black don't want to share.
What's up, boy?
Let's talk about chapter 22. We're on part 6. Did y'all have anything y'all wanted to plug? Anything like that?
Y'all on chapter 26. I'm still on chapter 12. Hey, I'm gonna try to keep up though.
We done with the book,
We
bro.
done with the book next week, man.
Nah, we done now.
No, chapter 6 is part 7.
Nah, bro. I think you slipped up because we done.
You finished the book. We was
No,
on
we
part.
done, bro.
It's part 6. How are we
Bro,
done?
we talking about the Middle Eastern shit right now. That's the end of the book.
There's a part 7, Black.
No, that's nothing else, bro. My book said, "Thanks for reading." It's the end.
Acknowledgements, yeah.
Yeah.
Part 7. So wait, hold on. Let me pull this up because Black be lying. He just be
Bro,
reading
we
the book.
are done, bro. Like, remember, I was behind the last couple weeks, so I know we done.
Oh, it's a part 7. Part 7
It's a
starts with
part
chapter
7.
25. Chapter
Yeah,
25.
Yeah, we already did.
Yeah,
part
that's the
20.
Middle East.
We
Yeah,
did
that's the
chapter
Middle
25.
East.
Yeah.
But we on part 6.
We just got done with 25, 26, 27, and I
No,
think
Black, you finished all that stuff last week because we was
this was the last week, bro.
Black. And Black, you literally, what did we talk about last week? We talked about the basketball all last week, but that was because part 4 and part 5 were boring as shit. Then we went to part 6, which is today.
So you was doing that, bro. I'm telling you. Once we started talking, you were like, damn, we did. We are done.
Bro, why would I write notes? Like I always write notes.
I don't know why you wrote those weak ass notes. Your shit lying this time.
Black ass just be like Black get behind one week and then he'll just finish the book. You'll see Black on his Audible at work just reading the book the whole goddamn time. And he'll finish the book and be like, all right, I'm done. So what y'all waiting on?
Yeah, we are done, bro.
Black, we gonna come back for one more week.
Hold on, I'm about to go over these chapters right now. Part 1. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Part 6, to start off, was basically talking about a lot was going on in here. It's sort of like the bailouts, the bomber on the United Airlines bomber, the sort of the notion of the failing vote. His second year was starting. The EU not helping out Greece, and workplace dynamic, and the media's view. There was a lot of things where he kind of part 4 and part 5 was boring as shit. Like we literally was just talking about MJ versus Kobe in part 5. But for this one,
remember fucking we did two parts in January.
bro, I'm just going based off of the schedule. Like
I'm saying if we did 2 then and then 5 in February, that's 7.
Black, I'm not arguing with your math. I'm just saying you done with the book. Like, Black, you're done with the book and you don't want to read. You don't want to deal with this.
Yeah,
no
we
more.
are done, bro. Next week we are not going over this book no more.
Remember how?
Bro said, in summary,
man, oh god,
to recap,
the book was definitely okay. It was good. All righty, look.
Hey, just Rob, you were here. Rob, you were here when he wanted to do this book, and I was like, bro, I ain't feeling it. I'm not. And now look how we've changed roles. Now let's get to the heart
of
the
book,
subject.
bro.
Nah, you don't love
Let's
this
go.
book. You just love what he said. Fucking Aquaman. That's all you love.
Yeah.
That was it.
Nah, I told you this Middle Eastern shit that I don't know where you niggas at, but we need to. Because man, we all done.
Bro said, wrap it up. Bro said, wrap it up.
I was just watching the episode 2 on Dave Chappelle.
Yo, like I don't know.
Hey, I'm about to watch Dave Chappelle now.
Black does not want no parts of this book no more. And that's cool. All right. So a little bit about this. This is like going back into it because what I found like really boring about part 4 and part 5 was that it was a sort of redundant period that all of us were sort of around for. We got to see that in real time. Yeah. So it's boring. But like what I expected from this book is for him to tell us the integral parts that we didn't see, that we didn't know, that was sort of like kept secret to us. So one, him talking about the Nigerian bomber and how that worked out. It kind of broke it up and then came back to that at the end of the chapter, which was kind of like surreal to me because I thought we were done talking about that. But for chapter 22, the thing that I want to talk about is sort of like this over-reliance that people had on America to solve all the problems. Greece's GDP is no bigger than Maryland, but Greece is surrounded by a bunch of EU
Yeah,
countries.
G.
And for some strange reason, nobody in the union wanted to step up to take this task on to help Greece make it. Even though Greece has a big import-export value. Like they spend hella money. And I was just finding it's just always strange to me when America isn't the one to do it, no one else in the world is going to do it. What does that say about us and like our impact on the world? Because they like to fuss and complain that we have our hands in too much shit, but in reality,
We do.
but
We nosy as hell. We the garbage man of the world.
So like, but if you don't have a garbage man, then the streets are filthy. So what's the double edge here?
But when you're the garbage man on the west side, the streets are still filthy. So
why are you like this though?
The rest of the world is definitely damn near the west side.
Why are you like this, man?
Like you going through a landfill, moving trash to one side.
Rob,
I didn't catch it at first, and then it hit. I'm like, bro, funny as hell.
Rob, give us some context to this quote, please.
Black said it.
No, I'm saying
we are necessary evil.
Yeah.
And in every sense of the word. It's like sometimes I don't agree with everything America does, but if America doesn't do anything, nobody's gonna do anything.
Yeah. They gonna let that just roll. But then they get like and they have an issue with when every time motherfucker do something, but they always come to us. Like, nah, man, look. We got homeless people here too.
Then let's talk. This also led to a little bit of a falling out for two reasons. Because they had someone leaking information. This was the first time in his house that he was having leaks. Because once again, Obama tried to bridge the gap of making it okay for Republicans to serve under a Democrat, but those Democrats, those war hawks, they didn't really see a reason to be honest to him. They had the military, army, and those army general people have their own line of thinking. They have to fall in line, but the military definitely doesn't adhere to everything that comes from the political side of the world. So when information about getting troops out of the Middle East started to swell up in the news, bless you, a general would come out of nowhere and be like, well, actually, we need more support in this area, and us taking people out would leave a vacuum for terror. And Obama didn't like that clash of conflicts, and what he found was he was lashing out more at his media personnel, his media group of people, versus him actually going to the source of the problem, which was the generals and the corporate, which led to a very hostile dynamic. And for the first time, he sat down to actually acknowledge the women who felt like they didn't have a say-so in these conversations, where he had a 2-hour meeting with them to talk about stuff that like was going on that he didn't like. So in that, and especially what's going on with today's world, where a lot of women now are taking seats to that, do you feel like this was a necessary move by Obama? Like, have we, since this administration has gone by, women have had a definitely more prominent face in the political sphere? Looking at the House, that's the biggest women representation in years. How do you feel about women feeling comfortable in the workplace, Black?
As far as what, harassment and stuff, bro?
I mean, harassment is wrong outright. We all know that. But like, as far as making an environment for them, like some women might not feel comfortable speaking up because XYZ. Is there anything that we can do as men who are allies to women to help make sure that that's okay?
Like when Obama told them to be more assertive.
Yeah.
I mean, that's about it, bro. Like, you gotta. I don't know what the fuck I can do about you not being confident in yourself about what you're speaking, bro. Don't even make, like, for me, bro. If you're not gonna step forward with what you feel in a job like that, don't take the fucking job. I'm not. Why I got to call to you at this point?
No, valid point. Rob, you want to throw some salt on that?
Nah, bro hit it on the head. It's like you can't take up for someone who don't take up for themselves. Yeah. And it's like For the most part, a lot of the day to day for a lot of these jobs are known. So it's like if you go into something knowing what to expect and you keep quiet, that,
Especially like for a woman to go into the political field is you gotta already know you about to be around these 90-year-old white men who
mhm.
already don't respect women. So you know this is your best time to speak up. Because you most of the time they smarter than them. Shut them the fuck up.
Fact.
And he even makes a reference how one of the women would make a point in the beginning, everyone would ignore it, and then uh like halfway through the meeting, one of the older dudes, white dudes, would say, and they'll be like, "Oh, that's a great idea," and all the women would just be like, "Okay," but like this real life just happened to me like last week. One of my colleagues in the workplace wanted to have a meeting with HR and me and my manager and her to talk about how she doesn't feel comfortable talking to me. To which I was just like, to your point, I was like, so what can I do to help you feel more comfortable? She's like, well, I don't, it's not that I'm scared of you, which that is what it is, but you don't want to say that because I'm a big black guy and you're a small little white woman. So I'm not gonna, like, you don't want to make it that picture because it's Me Too doesn't work against racial inequality. Black Lives Matter. Well, Black Lives Matter is always gonna be above Me Too. So like that wasn't gonna be the battle you were gonna win in that one. And then it's not that it's not like an inadequate thing, but her thing was she would ask a question and I would answer it. She would ask me a yes or no question, and I would say yes or no. And she felt like that wasn't enough information. To which I then told her, and this was the grand resolve of this 1 hour meeting, which was in the event where you ask her a yes or no question and you want more of an explanation, just ask why. And that was the 1 hour meeting. In my mind, I knew this was a complete waste of time and utterly the worst use of my time. But if that's what it took for her to gain that level of confidence, I guess it had to be taken. It could have been an email, could have been something else, but like your
I
lack
want
of
you to lay
ability,
down.
this lack of communication is also something that needs to be fixed. When women don't know how to communicate their feelings or express themselves, it's not the fault of the person they're talking to. That has to be a barrier to be broken. I feel like Obama went kind of soft on this to give them the open mic, but he told them the truth. Be assertive. In the workplace where people's lives, especially I work in a hospital, where people's lives are at risk, let's be assertive. Let's push ourselves to the limit and make sure that we're doing the most for our patients. Because if you're telling me you're doing it for your patient, no one can knock you. No one can knock you. Feel me? So I like that part of it. The thing that I found funny about this chapter is the basketball talk and just about the hate, the bullshit that families go through, man. So for all y'all that don't know, one of his daughters, I think it was Sasha, picked up basketball, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
it's 8-year old basketball. It's gutter trash. They're traveling. They're double dribbling. Nothing serious is going on. Heck, I think he talks about how half the team didn't have their shoes tied. So after watching one game, you know, he just wanted to practice with it. Now the truth is, he just wanted more time with Sasha. He just, and this was an excuse for him to do it. It looks like community outreach, but he gets to spend more time. And it's not like they did anything other. They just practice passing, dribbling, and just tying your shoes before going on the court. That was the extent of the practice. But families started to feel like this was an advantage for the kids, not because they were actually winning games because they had organization, but because they said, well, they can put this on a resume that they were coached by the president as 8-year olds for a future job. And the first family gets a lot of bullshit, but this shouldn't be part of it. Do you think this was a necessary evil? Do you think that this has some bias? Or do you think parents take their kids way too serious? Because every kid's not gonna become a CEO. Some kids gonna be janitors, and you got to be okay with that.
That's why Obama told their ass. I mean, y'all can take y'all kids and practice with them too.
But it's not the same because they don't immediately value their own teaching. They think that, and that's a sign that you don't think you're a good parent when you don't value your own teaching. You're looking at someone else teaching their kids something you could easily teach your kids, but you find that more difficult. Like if you're playing on this team, you're not some smuck off the street. You got to have money. Like you got to be the owner or business proprietor or CFO of some company because you're within proximity of the president's kids. So like you're not a slouch. You could put your own name on your own kid's resume, but for some reason you find it strange. Or vice versa. Your team beat the president's team. You could put that on the goddamn resume. Rob, do you feel like families in this dynamic have it all messed up? Like, what would be your approach to this? If obviously it's ridiculous, but what do you think?
I find it kind of hypocritical that on one hand you can say, oh, the president is giving the team an unfair advantage, but in the same token, your child can go to a really good school, not based on the grades or the merit, but because they're a legacy. Right? But you ain't gonna talk about that. You're gonna keep quiet about that. But wait, oh, he's giving them, they could put this on a resume. It's like, no. You can set your child up for success just because they're your child. But you ain't gonna talk about that.
Hey, man, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that. I did not even think about that. And then the last part before we go to the 23. So we can hurry the fuck up for black. So 7. It's just the media's turn on Obama, how they started portraying him. When Obama was first elected into office in the beginning of the year, they showed him constantly smiling, constantly upbeat, constantly moving, even with the little pep in the walk. He started showing him saluting military personnel and stuff like that, hanging out kids. And even though Obama had done more of that towards the second half of his term, they always found a way to catch him in between smiles. They actively put it out there. In fact, he did a comparison where they talked about him within a split second of him like making a silly face at a child. But it looked like he was frowning for a frame. They used that frame instead of the frame where he was smiling and the kid was smiling. That came right after it. Like he said, anytime he was sitting down now, they always called him slouching. And it seemed like if he was on one of his mystery walks to go smoke, they were there. Like instead of like, yo, where's the 6 feet, no pressure, guys? I thought we would agree that this was cool. So he talks about how the media turns, and it wasn't just Fox News, it was more CNBC and MSNBC. And I thought that was really interesting to talk about because he felt fine, but because of how people watched the news, everyone thought he was sick. Like people would call and check up on him like, is everything good? And like, yeah, I'm fine. Why? Well, yeah, they're talking about you on the news and you're just frowning. And it's just like, this was a child's event. So it's like, I don't know why they used that frame, but that was just something that came up to mind. Like how they choose to take pictures of us. Like a picture is picture's worth 1,000 words, but what is a video then? Like what does it mean? What is a frame, a second frame? Like you take things like this to heart when you see things like this on the news about people. Like how much faith do you put in that?
I don't watch the news like at all, bro. So I don't give a fuck. You already know they're gonna portray what they want to portray. Like it ain't no good happening when it's some like that's all I was just say about the news, bro. In Chicago, they're like, man, they act like don't nothing good around this bitch happen.
Man.
Facts.
So then, when it comes to the test for a person, how do you gauge someone that you see on the news? Like, what do you have to do more background research, Rob? Like, do you have to look deeper into their story or cause, or do you just not take it at all?
I don't like Black. I don't watch the news either because with the news, they control the narrative. They want you, and this is my opinion, they want you to have this depressed mindset or mentality, and it's like, nah, I ain't got time for that. I'm going to
upset all the time.
Exactly. I'm going to read articles. I'm going to use social media. I'm going to use the internet.
We're gonna read the whole thing.
Exactly. I'm not going to clickbait. Be like, dang,
So
that $1,400 getting deposited tomorrow. No, it's not, man. Read that article. It's at the Senate right now.
Yeah. I had a debate with my boy that was in the service with a white boy. Because he thought that the January 6th, insurrection wasn't an attack. He was acting like it was a protest. I'm like, nigga, they was claiming to kill people, bro. He was like, nah, it was Antifa there and all type of shit. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? But they put forth all type of evidence that it outright just made it seem like, and then like the next day he was like, you know what? I looked and paid more attention to everything, and you were completely right about that and shit. I'm like, yeah, bro, because he was going off what the news was telling him, basically Fox News. And I'm like, they weren't even paying attention, bro. Like Fox News, like turned. They started like instead of showing the thing live, when the evidence came out, bro, they started talking about some other shit, bro. Like
Yeah.
I think they was talking about Biden's son or some
Yeah,
shit.
they started talking about Biden's laptop. Like, whatever happened to
Yeah,
Biden's laptop? They brought
Fox,
they
the
brought
doing
worst, the
yeah,
the
doing
worst outlet.
doing the evidence, like doing the showing of the evidence, they changed what they were showing. Like it's like what they wild as hell.
Fox is the absolute worst. And now they got OAN and Newsmax, and it's just like, hoy vey. But let's move to
Well, because
23 because
they
20.
try to say they're not a news outlet though,
Yeah, oh yeah, because they've been sued.
so
So they
so
came
they
out
can
and
do
said,
bullshit.
yeah, so they could do bullshit like this. But chapter 23, we get into the BP oil spill and the quote of the fucking book. When Obama was asked what is he going to do about this oil spill, he said, "What do you fucking want me to do? I'm not Aquaman." And that shit just made me laugh. And I don't know if it's the way he said it. I don't know if it's because I was listening at 2 point speed, so it came out like real gangster, like,
Yeah.
what the fuck you want? I'm not fucking Aquaman. It just made
Yeah,
me
so you
laugh.
want to put on my Aquaman outfit and swim down and close it up myself.
But he talks a lot in this chapter about how the deregulation of the oil companies and the fact that the oil, and I like that he brings this up, but he never talks about the one thing that should be talked about, which is the deregulation of lobbyists in our politics. These companies should not be able to donate to our campaigns. He never says that because he knows his pharmaceutical, his news company, and all his books come from those type of companies. So he targets the oil companies, but it still doesn't defend the fact that Raytheon and all these war companies are supporting him. So it's a double-edged sword there. The BP oil spill, what do you remember about that, Rob? What do you remember of the BP oil spill?
I just remember a headline talking about how much it was going to cost to fix it, and I think the gas ended up going up
Oh yeah,
around that
everything
time.
went through the roof.
Yeah, yeah. If something like that happened, gas gonna go up just because
People
the
scared.
amount that they lose. That's why gas went down a lot because they had too much of it, and that shit was like $1 a barrel for a while. I think they were paying motherfuckers to take it.
Mm-hmm. They'll pay you $77 to take it versus you
Yeah,
buying
during
it for $1.
during the pandemic at the beginning when everybody really stopped, they were paying motherfuckers to take that shit.
Another thing that comes with it, and Black, tell us um, did you like from there was a coalition to speak on like how this was going to be handled because the BP as a company had to take care of it, but because the company knew it was going to cost them, they drug their feet, they lied, and it wasn't until the Army Corps of Engineers got involved that the truth started to come out. So
Well, that's
like,
because Obama, when the guy, one of his homies, he was like, "All right, fuck it, let me get this dude. He was some motherfucking chemist."
yeah, so like, how do
And
you
he went
feel
and
about his
investigated that
response?
shit.
Like, do you think that was a fair response
From who, BP or Obama?
from Obama? Because we know BP was going to drag their feet because they have to spend money, so they're not going to do
Yeah.
it.
What they eventually came to terms with what Buddy ass had to say though, because they
No,
knew that shit was
they didn't have a
bad.
choice. I
Yeah.
mean, like they
I mean,
said,
they
what
always
four?
got a choice to just not do shit, bro. They out like fucking people will forgive. People will forgive them so fast because they got a car.
Mm,
So they don't give a fuck how many people you kill because if they ever
11.
just close and shut down, and then I'm like, all right, fuck it, I gotta get to work anyway. People don't give a flying fuck about nothing, bro, unless the news tell them to care. Once the news show up and say care about this shit, they don't care. If they never put that shit on the news, they wouldn't give a flying fuck about what happened in Puerto Rico, storms and like none of that shit, bro. They wouldn't give a fuck about Katrina. They ain't even give a fuck about Katrina in real life.
Yeah, Kanye
But
West said
you
it
see these
best.
white motherfuckers power to go out in Texas. It's a
Yeah.
whole pandemic, boy. They acting a fool.
So then, but I mean, you can't say that the news is completely irrelevant because without the news, we don't find out about people like Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd. These things.
Well, that's what I'm
I
saying.
think,
Well, that is like you gonna find out about that from black people.
oh yeah,
That
black
shit gonna
people
come
don't say
up.
that.
You see how like they just choked that little 13-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna find out about that because we got social media and that shit. But like I said in Texas, boy, that power went out. They act like this shit is crazy. They tried to blame AOC for that shit.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It is like the Green New Deal. The Green New Deal is caused
The
this, and
grit,
we're like, bro,
it
the
ain't
Green New
even
Deal.
happened, bro.
It's not even happening.
Okay, so I do fuck with the Daily Show and my fucking Roland Martin. So they had an interview where they were talking to this I think it was on Fox, but they was talking to this electric company guy, and it was like, yeah. So was you like since all the windmills, that's the reason they're freezing up? He's like, yeah, no, these areas don't got shit to do with the windmills. They tried to cut that shit off because they were trying to blame the windmills. Like it's less than 12% of the power that went out due to the windmills.
Yeah, it's crazy because I was just about to say in Iowa, they got when you drive through Iowa, you see none but wind farms. But we know Iowa get way more snow than Texas, and I'm like, why come those windmills? Them windmills was going full speed when the snow was coming down. They ain't have single issue, and you'll see one of them stop, and you'll see one of them motherfuckers climb up there and put this orange shit all over it, and then he'll climb back down and turn that bitch off and start going again. Like I was just like, damn. Antarctica got that shit. I don't know why it's fucking up here, but
They don't want to adapt that shit because they save more money doing it the way they did it behind, like they did it. So and then they charge motherfuckers $9,000 for their electricity, bro.
Yo, bro, it's
and
crazy.
it's just coming out their accounts, bro. And that's like what people get for trying to be cheap all the time. They don't be reading shit. So you got some shit based your electric bill based off stock.
Mm-hmm.
What type of shit is that? And it was all good until a week ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So then let's talk a little bit about his trip to India and how he fucking ran into Gandhi's spot. And man, this book just taught me something new. I didn't know Gandhi was assassinated. If you had asked me how Gandhi died, I would have told you he died during one of his 7-day fasting periods. He was assassinated. And
one Gandhi racist as fuck though.
He had a lot of issues. Like he had like
who
women.
Gives a fuck
like
about him being,
he was like
he didn't even like black people, bro. Fuck him.
He didn't like black people.
He was racist, bro.
I only thing I know about Gandhi is like he was against violence and he didn't believe women had the same rights. Like I was like, okay, that's a little problematic, but different times, different eras. Are you gonna knock his whole entire life work because of the way he was born? Cancel his ass. Black said it. Moving on. But something that Obama did pick up from this trip was that, he can't keep working with the mindset that other countries will just do what they're supposed to do. If he didn't make these stops, these visits, he doesn't learn key information. Say, for example, that the Uyghur people who were being pushed into Pakistan and Turkey and all these other places to be radicalized, he would have never learned about that. And then if you fast forward to today, those same Uyghur people are now being held in concentration camps by China. So you learn a lot about like the pressures of this, because in the next chapter we talk about Gitmo, Guantanamo Bay, and just the headache. Actually, no, we talk about
they so fucked up out there, bro.
It's crazy. So like it gives us like this foreshadowing and this foresight into what's going to happen. But what ends up happening from these trips is that he realizes that, a lot of these countries have information that America could be using to track down terrorist cells and things of that nature. But they don't want to talk to military people. They only want to talk to Obama. And why? Because it puts them on the world stage. Like, hey, we got Obama on our side. So if you mess with us, you're in trouble. And the negative approach of that, like, do you think it's important for us to cooperate on more than just the military level? Like, why don't we have open chains of dialogue? Why does everything have to be like, I am important, see this? Like, do you think that this is a struggle we're still that we need to be going through, Rob?
I think sometimes it's just as simple as people feel like if they didn't talk to Obama, the message will get lost. It gets whoever they talk with, it'll stop there. It won't make its way back to Obama. So they're like, look, if I don't talk to Obama specifically, I'm not talking.
Yeah, but you know they don't have no outlets. Most other countries they cut, especially China, boy. They monitor your internet activity and everything. You can't even be on Netflix over there and shit like that. So it's just like they gonna do what they can to hide shit. Like he was saying, how he'll be fucking spying on them when he was in China.
Yeah, they talked about how at some point came back to his room and they was adjusting his papers and it's like, hey, who are you guys? And they just popped up, looked left, looked right, and walked right out the room. The lady cleaning the room didn't say a word. She was just folding the sheets and everything. Like they all robots over there. It's crazy.
That shit ridiculous, man. But the way that everybody set up to basically, like, I don't even get what are your advantages after making so much money you can't spend it. So after you fuck your country over for so long, what are you gonna do with the money at this point? Because you can't spend it now. Like you got too much. Now your country's bleeding dry. People starving because y'all ain't putting what you supposed to put into the country. Y'all just stealing all their money. And that's so many countries around the world like that.
And another thing that came from that, India has a caste system. Obama went there and ate with the royal family. Remember that when he was here, he did a bunch of meetings. When he was in the EU, he did a bunch of meetings with the common folk people, but that was not allowed because once again, Obama was considered to be a platform, and if the common folks of India were seen talking to the same people that the royal people were talking to, then what's the difference? I think Obama should have made a bigger stride to say, no, I'm not going to talk to you unless I get to have a general meeting with some form of the population.
But you know, like pretty much everywhere he went, he made sure he got some activists.
But he didn't do that in India, and it's because they were very. It's not really a democracy. It's a royalty. Yeah. So like he kind of cut that in the bud. But I feel like, okay, if they're not going to give you that one concession, why meet with them? Like you got to be a man of your principles at that point. Like, are you a man of the people like you say you are? If so, make sure that everywhere you go, that reputation follows you and precedes you. So that was one gripe I had about this segment. But we could jump to 24 unless there was anything else. The courtroom for so I don't know about this one. What was y'all's thoughts on this? The Guantanamo Bay people being prosecuted in American courts. There was a big uproar about this, even though
you can't send them over there and do it. They'll just kill them.
They'll just kill them or they'll lose them. Because if you think about Papua New Guinea, there ain't no government there. It's just what you gonna drop them off in a village and they're gonna be like, all right, bet, see you later. Like,
how they gonna come get their homes?
Yeah. So like, how did you feel about the whole giving these people courtroom? And there's actually like a Netflix or a movie coming out talking about the terrorist lawyer who was a dude who was actually innocent and just got swept up in the crowd while he was out shopping.
A lot of them people that was innocent, bro. They giving up all the information they could right away, and it's like after that, what can you do? Like they be like, they ain't gonna just let him go to become another, just go back to where he came from, or what the fuck are you gonna do with these people? Y'all just keeping all these people with no date or getting out, no set time or nothing, just keeping them. Wasting money, feeding them and all that, and terrorizing them people for nothing. Well, so the ones that's enough for nothing. But what's your sentence for fucking being in your military? Like, cause they basically prisoners of war. So you gonna hold them into the war, which ain't.
You just froze, but I'm assuming you said that you're gonna hold them till the war is over.
I didn't freeze. I was done. No, I was just saying. That's what I'm saying. You gonna hold them till the war is over or what? Like what's the plan? They ain't got no plan for them people.
So were you okay with the plan of relocating the innocent ones back into our community? Like they wanted to bring some of them to Illinois, a village in Illinois.
So
Like
they gonna be
past.
Amish folk? That's what the fuck they was gonna
I mean,
do?
turn them
Because
into
over there
farms.
they basically Amish. Yeah, they basically Amish
Yeah.
over there because they ain't got no electricity, none of that shit.
So like I was in like I don't know how do you so will you be okay with integrating those innocent people into it, Black?
I mean, they could, like, man, just do something with that. Or if you're not taking them back, shit. I don't know what. Like now, what you gonna go with their family too?
Yeah, you got a point. Well, then what about
Because
you?
they act like they just taking random people that ain't belong to nobody. They
Yeah,
still have family.
yeah, that's true. Well, then, like, okay, so having the like, do you think it was symbolic because the Obama administration thought it was symbolic to have the people who actually there was actually a big hitter that they captured who had something to do with the 9/11 attacks, and they were going to prosecute him in the courtroom that was less than a mile away, less than a city block away in New York from the Twin Towers. And they thought that was a symbolic gesture to show that in this country we can hold a courtroom with no bias. But the people,
Why not just kill them? Like, see, y'all wasting money, bro. Like that's
but I
what
mean,
killed me, bro.
that's not
If
the
you be in hell forever without a plan on releasing him, kill him. It's way cheaper to
yeah,
just
but
pop his ass.
do you not believe that even a guilty person deserves his day in court?
Not for what? That court they cause. You kill all these people, bro. Oh, goodbye.
We know that America is responsible. 16% of people on death row are innocent. We know that.
But you talking about the man who had something to do with it. So
But
don't
I
they
mean,
know that?
it's a symbolic gesture. You don't want that symbolic gesture for the.
Bro. I'm okay, bro. What the fuck I need the emblem on my car for? I know what type of car it is when I bought it. That's for other people to know. I don't give a fuck if they knew.
Yeah, that's
Kill
what we're
them.
saying. We want other
And
people
then
to know.
I found it
I
rather
mean,
interesting.
we can put the death like they do the death when they kill one of us. They put that shit on camera. We can do that. We can record his ass getting shot up or something. But other than that, man, the fucking court date, that shit costs. It costs my money.
I found it interesting that they can capture somebody who had something to do with 9/11, right? But let a police officer get killed. Rarely is that person getting caught alive.
Yeah.
Smoke them.
You seen motherfucking what's that movie? American Skin? Shit. He was the cop like he don't have a gun. He's coming out. His hands up. Smoke his ass. Why they even waste how much did it cost to fly them over here? Kill them there. Like fuck me, bring them all over here for.
Bro said
Kill
tell
them
Fox to film that.
Yeah. Put that shit right on YouTube.
Well, I mean, for me, it just I don't know. Maybe that's the virtuousism in me that wants
you
to
want to hug that nigga and see how he feeling.
I ain't
Kill
trying
him.
to hug his ass. Shut up, bro. But like we have to. What if we do what our enemies do? Then nothing separates us. Like you feel me? Like I get that he deserves the death penalty and all that good stuff, but we can still systematically get to that point. You feel me?
Fuck the death penalty. That even called.
But for me personally, I don't think a government that is literally responsible for killing hundreds of slaves has the right to kill anybody. The government doesn't have that right. I don't think so. But that's just me.
Let one of the family members kill him then. That lost people at that damn attack.
Revenge cycle, man. We got to get past that.
I don't know, right?
People be talking like
we get past how everybody died that did it. So shit. We got what we gonna kill them and their family so nobody grow up to have the hate.
You hope that the next generation sees the consequences for the actions and become better for it. Like that's what you hope. Like you hope that when you hear the story of Ted Bundy, someone doesn't go out there and say Ted Bundy would have made it if he didn't do this. You hope they say, damn, we hope nobody ever. You hope like no one ever falls into that trap of psychopathy. But this was only a 3-chapter segment for part 6, so 24. This is heading towards the lame duck season because at this point, a lot of shit has happened. They're going to lose the House because of the backlash wave that is everything that happened. They spend a lot of their capital trying to get this done with Obamacare. They get all these other things done that they wanted to get done. And there's just really 4 more things he wants to accomplish: the Dreamers, the Don't Ask, Don't Tell clause, and Michelle's nutrition thing. And there
I
was
thought they
one more.
didn't know what don't ask, don't tell though. They said most of the military motherfuckers ain't really care, bro. I
But
care.
they said during this time they had people unlisting because they didn't feel safe.
Well, they were trying to kick people out too.
That's crazy.
Well, because it's against the rules. So shit.
Is it?
Until the rules change, with the don't ask, don't tell. Yeah, I mean, if they found out you were gay, they was putting you out. So that's why people was getting discharged. Well, trying to get discharged. That's why the military was like, we're gonna hold on. We're gonna hold their cases until you fucking pass that bill. Then once they pass, they let them back into the military. Okay.
So, but I mean, so like, it's just because it's a rule. Like, that's an absurd ass rule. Like,
Bro, I think you only can have sex missionary in the military. So if they was they could charge you for that. If they was if they wanted to find out, like, wow, y'all you
isn't
been
that an
fucking her from the
overreach
back.
though? Yeah, that's
But
crazy.
but now the shit that they allowing now is killing me though. They allow the women to wear earrings in uniform.
Is that a problem though?
Yes, everything is a problem, bro. It's about uniformity, bro. If we overseas and shit, and everybody got this different look, like, okay, the person with the most rank right there got a fucking big ass hoops in his ear. Just kill him from a distance. Now we ain't even got to see their name. We know what they wear. If everybody look alike, we ain't got to worry about a lot of bullshit. But they trying to be individuals. That's what being a civilian is for. That's what you be an individual. In the military, you supposed to, it's uniformity. Look like everybody else around you, so nobody ever know who the main guy.
Hmm. I never
But
thought
that's
of it
what
from
killed me
that
about black
perspective.
people having beards. I mean, like niggas always want to have a fucking beard, like because black people shaving can they can get chits and they grow their beards and shit, but niggas be getting their shit lined up. That's what killed me. Like your shit lined up. I see if you have a problem, you bump up, but man, fuck that. But just look like everybody else. What you join the military for? Don't be an individual around me. I would have gotten in trouble if I was still in for a lot of shit.
I don't know what is that world, but like for me, it just I'm a civilian, so I believe in individualism and
Yeah,
like
that's
being
why
your
you're a
own person.
civilian. Shit,
Yeah.
you can't have no dreads in the service.
See, that's crazy because that's like black hair. So like,
Mm.
if you just left the black person's hair alone, some black people's hair lock up. So you're gonna tell them that they can't be themselves? Like, that's just
Yeah,
weird to
cut your
me.
motherfucking hair every week. You got to keep a haircut every week, and they go out to where you can like, bam, you can get different type of haircuts. But long that motherfucker, we got regulations for haircuts.
Yeah.
You can have that little 3-inch fro if you want, but that shit gonna be faded at the bottom. Right, that bitch looking like Blade. And I knew a black dude like that, one of the older cats that kept their little fro, little tiny fro. Like that's funny as hell. Oh, this motherfucker Steve Harvey shit.
But then, as far as the being gay and everything, like, is that a problem?
I mean, for the most part, not really. It's the tranny shit that's a problem for me.
Okay, I could see. Like, okay, so then, like, what would like give an example of that?
The cost. So now we gotta change the whole military for y'all, because you gotta make sure that like the whole military is comfortable with it. So like, what if you're not comfortable being in the bathroom with a motherfucker like a girl? So you want to be a trained dude, but you're in the bathroom standing up pissing. They not comfortable with you being in there. So now you got to create another bathroom. You got to create different training sites for boot camp. We got unisex training, but they don't sleep together and shower together and stuff like that. So now they got to have a separate shower area for them, or how they going to do that? That's the thing that killed me, though. But they just gonna let them all do whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a
It's
cost
above
thing
my.
for me. Like it's a waste of money. Like the military, that's what I liked about when Obama was in office. They was cutting all type of shit when it came to wasting money, bro. In the military, bro, we was over we was over there. They was buying all type of crazy shit on the go. Like motherfuckers getting big ass TV sent over there. We was on what's that? I think it was a PB that called DC. It was right before where the Taliban. It was like Gardaki Dam. So we got DC, and then you got that dam. That's where the Taliban headquarters was. But we was on that base. It was like a recon, fucking, and it was some of everything up there, infantry wise. That's what it was for. But we had a barbecue, a grill day. Them motherfuckers order all type of like prime ass ribs and steaks and motherfucking crab legs and shit. Lobster tail shit. We was over there eating like SARS. I'm like, this is the type of shit we waste money on. Everybody's getting all type of crazy ass knives ordered. Just wasting the government's money, bro.
Crazy. Inside.
And Obama put a cut to that shit, and a lot of motherfuckers was mad. Like, yeah, they ain't cut. I'm like, man, we ain't need that shit. I liked it. I like all the shit I was getting. I ain't gonna lie, but I knew I ain't need that shit. But since we was getting it, go ahead. Hell yeah, I ain't gonna turn it down at this point.
All right, then how about this, Rob? So what about the Dreamers in this act? Because we know how we got all these bills passed is because the Senate Republican taxes were going to expire at the end of the year. So this was the concession. Give us these things that we care about, and we'll give you your tax cuts to the Republicans. Because you think about Mitch McConnell. Why the hell did Mitch McConnell agree to the Dreamers Act? If you look at this racist turtle today, and you're like, how the fuck did we get this shit back then? And Obama gives us the insight is he used the tax cuts. So then one thing we can talk about real quick is then the Dreamers. Like, what were your feeling on these kids who, imagine you've lived in America all your life, you never changed it, and you go get your driver's license and they tell you, well, technically you're not a citizen, you're an undocumented citizen. And you've been doing your life the whole way. Like, do you feel like this was a concession that the people need to make? What is your feeling on our immigration?
I feel like after you've been here for a while, at least in my eyes, unless you're on some terroristic type of behavior,
yeah,
you're a citizen, man. You're a citizen.
You got, in order to become a citizen here, you got to be more of an American than any other American. Like, what type of silly ass shit is that? A bunch of shit nobody else knows. Like, you go out and ask a regular American anything, bro. Like, you ever see when Jimmy Kimmel asks the public shit, bro?
Walk up and ask somebody, oh, who signed the Constitution? Name one person.
Boy, look, you can walk
American,
up.
They gonna answer.
On Jimmy Kimmel the other day, they was asked, walking up on my showing them a picture of Kamala, asking who is this, and they don't know. Like, they was asking who was her husband, and then they put a picture of her and her husband. Like, who is this? And like, motherfucker just ain't know. Only one motherfucker knew. It was a black girl. I'm like, this some silly ass shit. In LA, they don't never know shit, bro. Like, Jimmy Kimmel do that shit. I think what's name, like, on the Daily Show, they do that shit and they talk to Americans, bro, and they don't never know shit.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't know the Pledge of Allegiance or none of that shit. Like, not even
gonna say that. Fuck that. But
what does it mean to be an American? Like, other than you don't need to know anything. You're American by force. Like,
but you got the freedom. You got the freedom to not know stuff. That's the thing.
Got the freedom not to know.
But they gonna try to force you to know that shit. Like, nah, nigga, this is America. I don't need to know that. I'm just trying to get a job and work like anybody else. It's a sheep world. Ain't nobody really trying to. The damn government don't even know all that shit.
Oh yeah, you'll see it all the time on during like hearings. You'll see them when they go for their hearings. They'll be like, so what is the law that says this? And they'll be like, the lady who's on the Supreme Court now, Amy Coney Barrett. They asked her what are the 3 components of the First Amendment, and she didn't know it. As she's about to become the highest judge in the world, in the country, and she doesn't know what the components of the First Amendment: freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and shit, I don't even know that shit. The third one is freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the freedom of protest. Like, those are the three pillars of it. Like, and she didn't know it. She froze up on the protest one, and a lot of people were looking like, damn, how the fuck she make it? She's a lawyer. You a whole judge.
All the people, they wasn't really looking at it like that, because all they know is freedom of speech. Niggas only know freedom of speech. They don't even know the rest of it. Like you couldn't even think of the protest part. They didn't even know that was in there. They just knew they could protest. Motherfuckers always try to use freedom of speech and when they under contract for something totally different. Like people in the military think they got freedom of speech. Boy, you don't have freedom of nothing. You sign a contract to do whatever they tell you to do when they tell you to do it.
You are property of the government.
People be signing a whole contract so shit and then thinking they still can talk. No, shut your ass up before you lose your check.
Black, tell it how it is. So then the other part here then we have to worry about is he was able to pass a nutrition bill that was just a bill basically to get kids to be fed better than prisoners, because in some of these public schools they was literally snatching kids up out of the lunchroom. Like, how embarrassing was that? One, and then two, to know that like a private prison is serving better food and fresh fruit, and your kids in high school in the same state aren't getting fed the same amount. It's just crazy to me. So I was just happy to see that evolution.
Ain't making no money off them kids. Like, man, them little kids ain't making us no money. These niggas putting these puzzle houses together in jail. Man. That's what they get. That's why the motherfuckers falling apart in Texas now. All them little tossed together ass cribs they put together.
Texas houses are big and beautiful, but there's a reason why you can put them on a semi truck and move them across the country.
Yeah, them the ones they made in jail, bro.
Yeah, like,
they them puzzle houses. They just toss them together with glue and duct tape. And they throw a little towel on that shit. Hey, my boy, hey, when that shit happened, bro, my boy said the three little pigs that built them shit.
Yeah.
Like, hell no.
Man. I don't know, but like, so basically for closing in that, it was 48 days they were able to pass 99 laws, and they were basically able to get everything that they could possibly get passed before they lost the House in this lame duck period. The thing that Obama wasn't expecting was to lose half of his army. He lost Pete, he lost Ross, he lost all his homeboys that were close to him. And this was something I didn't know, that like, even though he's the president, his administration could bounce on his ass at any moment. Like, his right-hand man and the people he confided in, because they talk about how, like, you know, after a while, his daughters, they got to the age where they're like, all right, Dad, we don't need you tucking us in no more. We don't need you walking us to school anymore. And, you know, that distance became thing. So what did they do on Saturday nights? They played pool with each other. They played cards. And that's when him and Michelle started to bond more. Like, they couldn't wait till after dinner to then go be with each other and hang out and talk or do whatever they want to do. So for him to lose his playing mates and the people who kind of held his campaign together and gave it structure when he wasn't there, you could tell that this really affected Obama. And it just spoke to like how important it is to have right-hand man at your side. So like, just in closing for that, like, you speak to like how important it is that you, like, whoever that person is in your life that was always there to have your back. Can you speak a little bit on that as we close out? Black?
Sure. I got a million homies, bro. For the most part, I can come to yeah, that's what I'm saying. For the most part, I can come to any one of them for anything. If I was a Carl, Rob, or Mac, or fucking any of my other homies, bro, and they got it, they gonna take their handle that shit. So it's important to keep those type of people around. If they do it for you because they want to versus what they can get in return.
Rob?
I think on a similar note as Black, I think it's real important to have a counsel around you, especially those who have a little bit more experience than you, because they can tell you some that you can avoid a mistake or a possible destruction.
Or tell you what you thinking is dumb.
Mm-hmm. Facts. And not be afraid to tell you that. Yeah. Like, man, sit your dumb ass down, man.
Yeah, I was having this debate with this chick about Kevin Samuels because he's blunt with it, and she was like, "Yeah, I just don't like how he." I'm like, why? Like, I don't mind that because like when you have somebody that's trying to like spoon feed you shit, you'll think it's wrong. Like, you'll think it's okay to do certain shit when they telling you it's not, but they being nice about it. Like, they were like, yeah, I'm thinking about this business idea. And then your friend that's being too nice about it and not blunt be like, yeah, maybe that might not work. And then you take it in your mind like, maybe it will. But Kevin Samuels was like, nah, that shit is stupid. That shit ain't gonna work. Don't do it. Now you ain't got no thought in your head that maybe it will. Nah, motherfucker, that's stupid. Don't do it. You know what I mean? Like,
Don't give.
I'd rather motherfucker just be blunt. I like that. Like, she be like, yeah, but he told that girl like that. He told, and then he gonna ask you to rate yourself. That's what killed me about them getting mad. He asked people to rate themselves 1 to 10, and they'll be like a 5, and then he'd be like, okay then. So you think you deserve it? like that dude, that fat dude, he's like fucking 5'10", he made $800 a month, and he had a little dick. So like, so wait, like you don't make no money, like fucking you fat, and you can't even give a dick. Like I'm like I could breathe, bro. I'm like he being blunt, but he only saying what you telling him. He not even saying like
what he told him you make less than 10,000 a year.
That's sad,
You
bro.
expect girls to come to you?
Yeah, like you didn't expect girls to come to you, man. You can't even give them dick. And he was right when he told old girl, like, it don't matter what money you make, because a man with money don't give a flying fuck about that.
Well, that's a bonus, not a necessity.
Yeah. Like if a motherfucker already got money, they ain't got no kids, and then they ain't dealing with, why would they deal with one with baby daddy trouble, with kids, and you a 5? Why the fuck they gonna come at you? Most niggas with money, they be dating young, pretty women, and that's just true.
That's facts.
It's very rare when motherfuckers come from high school with a girl. Like, ain't that many Steph Currys and LeBrons? Man. Motherfuckers really ain't. You see the difference between the Steph
Patrick
Curry and
Mahomes
LeBron.
too, right?
Yeah, because fuck, you see Steph wife still want attention from everybody else.
Man, we did a video on that shit. Hey,
I was just talking to my wife about that yesterday. How she turned to the women she criticized a few years ago.
Oh yeah,
and like it's a whole tweet next to the picture that she posted. Like, yeah, I can't never be like that, coming around naked like this. Please.
But I also think nuance is a thing. You can grow up. You can apologize for your past transgressions.
No. It's like, different, bro.
But you got like it's different because if you don't say anything, because like I'm a person who sits here and talks about like how many times
you'll be like, smoking crack is stupid. 10 years from now, like, I'm gonna go ahead and smoke crack. I was wrong for telling y'all that.
But that's a physical detriment. Like that's a literal detriment to your livelihood.
I'm
but
saying,
like,
shit.
No. Like you're complaining. You're literally comparing a fucking Tesla to a goddamn diesel truck. Like that's such a high art. But like for her to say like, yo, these women posted these pictures, things, but then like her complaint is that she doesn't get enough attention. So for her to then get that attention and now understand how she gets that attention, it makes sense to her now why women would do that.
The problem is the attention you want is there because you pregnant every week. And then she gotta like that nigga dope, bro. As far as how he feel about his lady, that nigga dope, bro. He gonna support her with all dumb shit she want without complaining about it.
No words.
Now one of these
niggas a good dude. He's just a good dude all around.
That's what I'm saying. Like now, when one of them niggas on your DM hit that, and they ain't gonna treat you like fucking Steph gonna treat you, and then when he gone, you're gonna be missing that. But you had that privileged ass spoon-fed life. That's why it's different for her than other than LeBron wife. Cause we like I ain't never seen her do nothing, bro. Like
she be in a cut.
She but one. My homeboy says this all the time. PIMP, participate in my program, man. Like women who understand that logic, understand what they have, and it's because they've come from somewhere where they didn't have shit.
Yeah, like, but she had. That's her problem. That's why I'm saying that she was spoiled, bro. Growing up, just like Steph was spoiled. They two little yellow motherfuckers in a privileged ass life, and now she just wanted to see what the other side was like. She should have experienced being a hoe before they got married.
Do you think women and men should go through a whole phase before they get married?
Oh, for sure.
Not always. Like for me, like
a whole phase.
If you want,
you gotta experience life.
Yeah. So if you want to experience that, you can experience it. But
what's too much for a hoe? If I have sex with 60 women, is that too much?
Man, huh?
Hey, shit, fuck it.
I was like, whoa. Hey, okay, cool.
Hey, pause, my nigga.
Hey, I've been here
like you on your tank shit. I mean, if you suck a dick and don't like him, I mean, you suck one again. but you ain't gay. You're like,
It got to be a fourth time consecutive.
yeah, see,
Hey,
the first 2-3 times, it ain't gay.
Disrespect to the people out there that like that shit. Go live your life, man. I've been hit on by gay people all my life. It's perfectly fine, bro. Just tell them you're not interested and move on. But what's too much?
I love a big black man. Look,
yeah, hey, big black men are sexy no matter what you into.
Being a hoe ain't like for me, bro. I don't do the double standard thing. So hoe is a hoe, bro. Like, but if you ain't collecting money from it, you just y'all experiencing life. You ain't being no hoe for me. Like you just experiencing life, bro. If you have a bunch of chicks, but you like, cause sex is a big driver in any relationship. It's not the main thing, but it's important.
It's important
because I really want a woman that already been through that, because after y'all together for a while and you accepting this bad head, the moment you mention good head, they're gonna be like, where the fuck you know about that from? So them high school relationships with them dry ass sex, because remember, you want making bitches coming freshman year. You didn't even know, they ain't even know nothing about coming.
Nah. I was on that shit like a jackrabbit.
Yeah, boom. You in and out. You fucking niggas are really eating them nasty ass.
What time your mama come home again?
Yeah.
We got 10 minutes. Oh,
first period sex.
Man.
Yeah,
got
so
that sticky
fucking
dick all day stuck to your thigh because you ain't know nothing about the wet rag at that point, man.
So fucking they dealt with that. So they've been together all since fucking what's the name. So that a lot of shit you got to deal with. That's why it's good to have that little phase, so you learn stuff. Because I want to. That's what I was talking about the other day on Facebook. I said if you date a woman that already been a hoe, so she get the best head, and she a chef, and then she went to school too. You can't beat that. Now you got a super hoe. You got a business hoe.
Business
at home for you every night. So y'all cooking together, whatever. Y'all having fun, because the hoes are always one of the guys. So then you got a friend, a business partner, and then a prostitute at night. You can't beat that.
I'm actually on board with the thought line of black. The school thought of picking black. Good shit.
Yeah, that's gonna be the best relationship, bro.
Shit, I know. It's I don't know, but hey, what else we want to cover before we exit out of here? Rob, you want to give us an update on marriage?
Y'all want to hit the acknowledgments?
I ain't read it yet, but Black, if you want to end it right here, right now, go ahead and talk on it. Black, end it, because we don't got a book. We got that YouTube book you want us to read. End it right now.
No, that's why I was saying we could do multiple books this month, bro.
Yeah.
So we like multiple quick books, because that's gonna be a big book. Because we were just talking about this last night. Black people not understand each other relationship wise. That's why when they do get in relationships outside, it seem a little different because they take it in different. Like for the most part, it'd be the black women. Black men date outside their race. When they do that shit, it's more so the insecure ones. That's why they get the fat white girl. You know what I mean? They want a slave. Like fucking, it's very rare where you get like a black man that date outside his race with a strong woman. Mm-hmm. So you got that's because that's just a man. Like Rob a man. Like fucking he ain't need no weak woman. So that's not what he's gonna be attracted to. Like Heero, you ain't gonna be attracted to no weak woman, because that's what we not attracted to that type of shit. But fucking for them broke niggas they go outside their race, they date just for them weak women. Well, not even just the broke one, like rich black man too, like football player. But most of the time they don't know no better because they be young as fuck. Yeah. They immature as fuck.
Look at Russell Wilson. Like, he had a Nebraska wife.
But that's what he from. He one of them weird ass niggas though.
Yeah.
So you could search shit. Like, you ever met a nigga like from Wyoming?
Oh my God.
You don't even know. Like, damn, the most unblack people. Like, you this motherfucker super unblack. Like, you don't know nothing.
Like, he don't know nothing.
It was a Marine, bro, like from Wyoming, bro. And we used to roast, bro. Boy, his feelings used to be hurt.
I just don't understand.
When he finally got him a piece of black, he got he was like that. He had a piece of black ass, bro, and he fell in love with this hoe. I'm talking about hoe. Fucking other niggas, all type shit, bro. He like, bro, she a hoe, bro. Like one of the guys that hung with us hit that before. Bitch, just one of the hoes in Jacksonville. Like, y'all wild. He wild as hell. He was in love, and he got her pregnant. And then it ended up not even being his baby.
Yeah. He went through a whole phase.
Yeah,
he
bro.
went through a whole phase.
But you know how black women to date a white man, and they wouldn't give him the attitude that they gave a black man. So they give the white man they get that savior complex. So when they dating that white man, so they be like, they don't give him the attitude that they give a black man. Like, if you came into a relationship with the black man just like you went into that relationship, it'd have been better.
Oh yeah, because you know how to act. You do what you can. You know you can get away with. And when certain dudes don't let you get away with shit, then it's a problem.
Yeah, but when
certain women know what they like. Like I don't let no woman call me the N-word. I don't care how comfortable you are with that shit. Like I'm not one of your fuck boys. I'm a man. And she's like, well, I've dated men too. Well, you ain't dated an African one. Like,
that's what they don't know like the difference. That's why we tell them like you been fucking with these niggas. I tell her like I'm black, but I'm saying, but I'm a man. It's different between just one, the street nigga and a man, bro. We move differently.
Yeah.
But yeah, that be the thing. Like when we read that book, bro, the first like 2 chapters gonna make you understand why they treat black men how they do versus white men.
All right, then end this book real quick, Black, so we can get to that book next week.
Yeah, I'm good. I told you it was the Middle Eastern shit. So since we're gonna do that next part, we might as well do it because it's gonna be one of the best parts about the book. These last few chapters that we did, even though we did some
so you want to come back to finish 7?
We ain't got no choice, man. We could do that.
No. Finish the book, Black.
My shit about to die. My headphones and my phone.
All right, then this has been the Mail Book Club, Books and Beyond. Check out that link in the bottom of the description for if you want to support some kids that trying to do some big things in North. Get them the help and support they need. E24, Endurance 24 miles in 24 hours. I'm not running, but I will donate to it. The link will be in the comment section below.
I'll drive it.
Yeah, I was just gonna put my watch on like a squirrel or something and let that motherfucker run around, and that'd be how I win the race. But then I kind of thought about how do I catch a squirrel?
Yeah. You gotta go down south. Motherfucker, we put a leash on the motherfucker.
Up here, we got some black squirrels. I was kind of shocked to see that. I saw
there's some cold ass squirrels around this country, bro.
Yeah, man.
Like the ground squirrels and shit like that, bro.
I saw a whole black ass squirrel. I was like, hey, bro, come holler at me. You could get some bread off of me, bro. Come on, man.
And those are the dominant ones too. They run shit too in the squirrel parks.
You know they do.
That shit funny though. Like when you go to like Cali and shit, it's all like desert and shit, and you see a squirrel, like what? That was my first thing when I was in the Marine Corps. When I first went to boot camp, I'm like, where the fuck that squirrel is? That motherfucker jumped in the ground. I'm like, that motherfucker went in the ground. I'm like, oh shit, like yeah, those are ground squirrels. I'm like, hell no, that's cool as hell.
Crazy.
And you ain't never seen the biggest, like go near MCRD, the Marine Corps San Diego Recruit Depot, where we go to boot camp at. The biggest fucking seagulls in the world, bro. Like, what the fuck are they eating, bro? They huge.
Good, yeah.
They eat great, bro.
Yeah. Nah, that makes sense. But yeah, hell, guys. Man, I appreciate you. I'm gonna go grocery shopping real quick. It's probably the worst time to do it.
Yeah, it is Sunday. Yeah, I'm about to family put some on the grill.
But see, I don't be shopping like normal people shopping. I just be getting my like stacked meats, chicken breast, my broccoli. I be out that house. My meal prep shit.
Do you grow broccoli? You gonna do that? Weren't we talking about that last week? You gotta see which one you niggas gonna grow the broccoli.
I need to fertilize the plot in my land. We got snow everywhere. I can't grow that shit here yet.
Oh shit! It's hot in Chicago, boy. We ain't got no more snow. It's raining and shit. I'll be cutting my grass in 2 weeks. What's going on with the Chicago shit?